All behavior, of course, originates from inside the head. The brain is constantly at work, whether on a conscious or subconscious level. The signals that go out from the brain regulate the heart, breathing, digestion, and many other functions, but the exterior of the head is tremendously important as well. The hair, forehead, eyebrows, eyes, nose, lips, ears, and chin all communicate in their own way, from our general health to emotional distress. And so we begin with the part of the body that, from the time we are born until we die, we look to for useful information, first as parents, later as friends, workmates, lovers, to reveal for us what is in the mind. 1. Head adornment. Head adornment is used across all cultures for a variety of reasons. It can communicate leadership status, Native American chiefs' feather headdresses, occupation, a hard hat or miner's hat, social status, a bowler hat or an Yves Saint Laurent pillbox hat, hobbies, bicycle or rock climbing helmet, religion, cardinal's cap, Jewish yarmulke, or allegiance favorite sports team, labor union. Head adornments may offer insight into individuals, where they fit in society, their allegiances, their socio-economic status, what they believe, how they see themselves, or even the degree to which they defy convention. 2. Hair sitting conveniently on top of the head. Our hair conveys so much when it comes to nonverbal communication. Healthy hair is something all humans look for, even on a subconscious level. Hair that is dirty, unkempt, pulled out, or uncared for may suggest poor health or even mental illness. Hair attracts, entices, conforms, repels, or shocks. It can even communicate something about our careers. As renowned anthropologist David Givens puts it, hair often serves as an unofficial resume, revealing where one ranks in an organization. And in many cultures hair is critical to dating and romance. People tend to follow both cultural norms and current trends with their hair. If they ignore these societal standards, they stand out. 3. Playing with hair. Playing with our hair, twirling, twisting, stroking, is a pacifying behavior. It is most frequently utilized by women and might indicate either a good mood, while reading or relaxing, or stress, when waiting for an interview, for example, or experiencing a bumpy flight. Note that when the palm of the hand faces the head, it is more likely to be a pacifier, as opposed to the palm-out orientation discussed below. Pacifying behaviors soothe us psychologically when we feel stress or anxiety. They also help us to pass the time. As we grow older, we go from pacifying by sucking our thumbs to such behaviors as lip biting, nail biting, or facial stroking. 4. Playing with hair, palm out. When women play with their hair with the palm of the hand facing out, it is more of a public display of comfort, a sign that they are content and confident around others. We usually only expose the underside of our wrists to others when we are comfortable or at ease. This is often seen in dating scenarios where the woman will play with her hair, palm out, while talking to someone in whom she is interested. 5. Running fingers through hair, men. When stressed, men will run their fingers through their hair both to ventilate their heads. This lets air in to cool the vascular surface of the scalp, and to stimulate the nerves of the skin as they press down. This can also be a sign of concern or doubt. 6. Ventilating hair, women. The ventilating of hair is a powerful pacifier, relieving both heat and stress. Women ventilate their hair differently than men. Women lift up the hair at the back of their neck quickly when concerned, upset, stressed, or flustered. If they do it repeatedly, most likely they are overly stressed. Nevertheless, we cannot discount overheating due to physical activity or ambient temperature as a cause. Men tend to ventilate on the top of the head by running their fingers through the hair. 7. Hair flipping / touching. Hair flipping, touching, or pulling is common when we are trying to attract the attention of a potential mate. The movement of the hand as it touches the hair is often deemed attractive. Note most any hair commercial. Our orientation reflex, or a primitive reaction that alerts us to any movement, is especially attuned to hand movements, something magicians have always counted on. A hand reaching for the hair can draw our attention even from across the room. Incidentally, the orientation reflex operates on such a subconscious level, it is even seen in coma patients as the eyes track movement. 8. Hair pulling. The intentional and repetitive pulling out of hair is called trichotillomania. Hair pulling is more often seen in children and teenagers who are experiencing stress, but it is also occasionally seen in adults. Men tend to pluck hair from the corners of their eyebrows, while women are far more wide-ranging, plucking their eyelids, head hair, eyebrows, and arm hair. This is a stress response. Even birds will pull out their own feathers when stressed. The repetitive pulling out of the hair, like a nervous tic, pacifies by stimulating nerve endings. Unfortunately, when it becomes severe, it requires medical intervention. 9. Head nodding. During conversations, nodding serves to affirm, usually in cadence, that the person is hearing and receptive to a message. Generally, it signals agreement, except in those situations where the head nodding is accompanied by lip pursing, see number 154, which might suggest disagreement. 10. Head nodding, contradiction. We usually see this in young children, as when a parent asks a child, "Did you break the lamp?" and the child answers no but nods. This contradictory behavior betrays the truth. I have seen this with kids, teenagers, and even adults. 11. Head patting, back of head. When we are perplexed or mentally conflicted, we often find ourselves patting the back of our head with one hand, perhaps even stroking our hair downward as we struggle for an answer. This behavior is soothing because of both the tactile sensation and the warmth that is generated. Like most hand-to-body touching, this is a pacifying behavior that reduces stress or anxiety. 12. Head scratching. Head scratching soothes us when we have doubts or feel frustrated, stressed, or concerned. You see it with people trying to remember information or when they are perplexed. This explains why it is often seen by teachers as students ponder a test question. Very rapid head scratching often signals high stress or concern. It can also signal the person is conflicted as to what to do next. 13. Head stroking. Beyond the function of keeping one's hair in place, people will stroke their hair with the palm of the hand to soothe themselves when stressed or confronted with a dilemma or while pondering how to answer a question. This is not dissimilar to a mother comforting her child by stroking the child's head. This pacifying behavior can have an immediate calming effect. Once more, this behavior may signal doubt or conflict, especially if done to the back of the head. 14. Head scratching with tummy rubbing. The simultaneous rubbing of the belly and the head indicates doubt or wonder. It can also signal insecurity or incredulity. Interestingly, many primates do this as well. 15. Interlaced fingers behind head, elbows up. The interlacing of the fingers behind the head with the elbows out is called hooding because the person looks like a cobra when it hoods, making the person seem bigger. This is a territorial display we do when comfortable and in charge. When we hood, the interlaced fingers behind the head are both comforting and soothing, while the elbows out project confidence. Hooding is rarely done when someone of higher status is present. 16. Reaching for head, stupefied. People who are shocked, in disbelief, or stupefied might suddenly reach for their head with both hands so that the hands are near the ears but not touching them, with the elbows out toward the front. They might hold this position for several seconds as they try to make sense of what happened. This primitive, self-protective response might follow when someone has made a major faux pas, such as a driver crashing into his own mailbox, or a player running toward the wrong goal line. 17. Interlacing fingers on top of head, usually performed with the palms down. This behavior stands out because it is intended to cover the head, and yet the elbows are usually out and wide. We see this when people are overwhelmed, at an impasse, or struggling, when there has been a calamity after hurricanes or tornadoes by those who lost property, or when things are not going their way. Note the position of the elbows. As things get worse, they tend to draw closer together in front of the face almost unnaturally, as if in a vice. Also note the pressure. The worse the situation, the greater the downward pressure of the hands. This behavior is quite different from hooding, see number 15, where the palms are placed on the back of the head.